Hi guys, this is Patricia Zurita Ona from the Bay Area, California, and I'm really excited to tell you about the upcoming webinar I am going to be giving for Poland. The theme of this webinar is on Acceptance and Commitment Therapy Act for the treatment of obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD, and anxiety-related conditions. Here's the deal. If you have attended any of the ACT webinars or an ACT bootcamp or an ACT conference, or you have read any of the ACT books, you know that ACT is all about exposure, up and down, left and right. Because the ACT model is all about helping all of us to get in touch with these uncomfortable and unpleasant private experiences we go through a day. However, there are particular presenting problems like obsessive compulsive disorder, OCD, social anxiety, specific phobia, panic disorder, or chronic worry, in which we have to totally zoom in into exposure-based work. Or within the Hexaflex terms, we totally have to zoom in into acceptance-based processes. In this webinar, basically, I am going to cover three things. The first part of the webinar is focusing how to conduct a functional contextual assessment of OCD and anxiety-related problems. The second part of the webinar, and a large chunk of it, is going to focus on how to deliver, how to facilitate these exposure-based interventions, whether the client has fears of contamination, has aggressive obsessions, or the client has somatic obsessions, like they feel something in their body and that means that they're attracting something back to them, or the client is afraid about contracting a particular chronic illness, or the client has these fears of things not being perfectly aligned. We are going to go step by step in how to deliver these exposure-based interventions. And lastly, because sometimes things get rocky, I am going to go over how to get unstuck when things don't go right in the exposure-based work. For example, what to do if the client's exposures actually become a compulsion, or when the client doesn't have the willingness to get out of the comfort zone, even though you have done values-based clarification and you have anchored all the exposures on the client's values. So basically, again, we're going to go over how to do an assessment, how to do exposure-based work with heavy emphasis in OCD, and how to troubleshoot when things don't go well with exposure-based work. I am so looking forward to seeing you and thinking together about how to do the ACT work. Thank you so much, and see you in a couple of weeks. Bye-bye.